slippery entertainment. Come step in my office. Take a. She say, D-Lo, you be saucy, baby. Tired of with them lame. Come with some bosses, baby. She don't want no puppy.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. The NBA on 2K Sports welcomes you to Wednesday afternoon basketball. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. And alongside tonight, Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. With Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Pritchard and White are their guards. Down on the block, it's Tatum with Cato. And it's George in at the 3, the small forward. I know some would classify Derek White as underrated. Stan, what's your read on him?
Well, Kevin, I would say he was underrated for a long time, but now I think we've all gotten smarter, and we all realize Derek White is one of the best guards in this league, period. I don't think he's underrated anymore, and I just think it took us a long time to catch up with how good he is.
And here's White after LeBron James hitting the 3. White setting the pick for Tatum. Pocket 6. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And nice shot by Tatum, answering the 3 from the other end.
Maxey kicks to Brown. Maxey with the screen on George. Pass to Edgecombe. And there's the drive, and he gets the bucket.
And you see that burst of speed from Edgecombe. He just blows by the defense there.
And so just over a minute and a half played. James against Tatum. Now Pritchard. Back to George. The 3, and James pulls it down. Maxey with it, into the lane. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Nice read by Maxey, sees it, hits it, done.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Tatum finds Pritchard. Back to Tatum. Tatum draws the double. Pritchard with the ball. Picked up by Edgecombe.
Well, that's why he's out there, using his size in the paint.
And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
Now here's Embiid. No problem knocking that one down.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the 3, it really opens up this offense.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
I was able to catch up with Nick Nurse. Coach showed nothing but respect for Derek White. He told me White is the ultimate glue guy. He's not worried about his stats. Instead, he fills in the gaps and does whatever is necessary to help his team win. He is truly an unselfish player. Back over to you, Kevin.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. Now, Maxey. Paul George missing from long range. LeBron passes to Embiid. Over in the corner, Brown. No good on the 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And last season, yet again, 60-plus wins, Greg, for the Celtics. One of the elite teams clearly in the league.
And the only concern was perhaps a tendency towards complacency, but after coming up short last season and with Tatum sidelined, some adversity to spark their competitive fire.
And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's ready to talk things through with them. And the 76ers with some changes. Bonus checked in, and it's Dean Wade in for James. Boston also with the sub. Hauser's checked in. Now, here's Maxey. Pass to Bona. Brown feeling out a bit. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. When it comes to Jaylen Brown, Greg, what qualities does he add to a team?
Well, I love how active and physical he is. He poses such a difficult challenge on both sides of the ball. With a Finals MVP award to his credit, you know he's as mentally tough as anyone in our league.
The 76ers leading by 5. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Hey, Jaylen Brown is a strong dude. He takes the hit and completes the play.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. Pritchard against Maxey. Pass to Tatum. Launches it. It's good from long range. Tatum's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Celtics.
Yeah, no hesitation, no overthinking it. Tatum just takes the shot.
George against Maxey. Can't hit from 12. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. Trailing by 5. Pritchard finds Tatum. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
The Celtics making a switch here. Conley's checked in.
Mike Conley.
George against Simon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And stolen by Maxey. The shot by Wade, wide open. Right side Tatum. Down low. Simons against George. George double teamed. Just 5 on the clock. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Philadelphia leading by 5. Outside Maxey. Wade from outside. The rebound by Keita. Here's the Celtics with the ball. Conley the pass to Keita. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Tatum's got 9.
Well, we don't see Tatum shoot the corner 3 all that often, but that doesn't mean he can't hit them.
And slam dunk by Maxey.
Hey, that's fierce. Throwing it down over the larger defender.
Celtics trail by 4. Stolen by Wade. All alone. A slam dunk by Wade.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And stolen by Maxey. Teardrop shot. Jason Tatum grabs the board.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Here's Maxey after the basket by Boston. 29 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
The second effort, and it's good on the way in. He's got 6.
Well, second chance points are all about a lack of effort defensively. Those buckets would drive me nuts.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
From deep, George bangs home the trifecta. And the Celtics lead by 1.
And if you're the guy to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And still a... And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Boston.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
You also have to admire how they've challenged the defense inside, getting a lot of points in the paint.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. They've got Robinson, Aiden Pritchard out there with Sam Hauser. And it's Benton in at the 2 spot. Now, here's Simons. Still without a basket. On the wing, James. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Benton with the rebound. And here's Boston. They trail by 1. And you think about the style of Sixers head coach Nick Nurse. Greg, what stands out to you?
He just has a willingness to experiment and adapt. That's a real asset with some of the challenges this roster has faced. And a big part of why this front office brought it in.
Offline with his 3. The 76ers shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. LeBron outside. Caldwell Pope outside. 5 on the clock. A 3-pointer is right on target. Edgecombe's got 5 points so far.
Locked and loaded. Edgecombe firing at will.
Here's Robinson, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Embiid. And Greg is a former point guard in this league. Give us your top floor generals of all time. The guys that could direct the floor and could control a game.
Wow. If we're talking traditional point guards, I got to go Magic, Isaiah, CP3's in that conversation, Jason Kidd. But I've got a separate list for that hybrid point guard, right? Which that includes guys like Steph and Iverson, West, and the great Oscar Robertson.
White, he's checked in for Delano Banton. Robinson hits them both. Here's Edgecombe. 5 points in the game. Pass to Embiid. Assertive move by Embiid.
It's just so tough to knock Embiid off the block. That's his territory.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Hey, Kevin. Joel Embiid over the years has had some tough luck with injuries. He said, I've broken my face twice. I came back early with the risk of losing my vision, broken fingers. I still came back. I wish I was as lucky as others, but that doesn't mean I'm not trying to do whatever it takes to be out there. Guys?
Thanks a lot, Allie. Here's Simons. Mitchell Robinson making his last shot. Back to Simons. LeBron outside. Launches a 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And you know James isn't thinking twice about that shot. Knows he has the green light.
White, wide open. He fires. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Embiid with the screen on Pritchard. Here's Simons. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the 76ers lead by 7.
Well, the screen is what gave him space to make his move.
Here's Robinson. The slam dunk by Robinson.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Simons. And the layup's good off the glass. Simons has got 4 points this quarter.
And Simon shows off that soft touch inside.
And stolen by James. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Philadelphia shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
At the line for Philadelphia.
Free throw good, LeBron.
The feel LeBron has for the game, unreal. Whatever situation he finds himself in, he always seems to have an answer.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Bonus checked in, and it's Brown in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Paul George comes in for Sam Hauser. Now here's James. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
On top of that, they're creating turnovers and taking advantage by converting on the offensive end.
Celtics trail by 12. And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Checked in for Pritchard.
Celtics substitution. Number 44, Mike Conley.
Outside, George. Pass to Tatum. 6 to shoot. Will it go? It's hauled in by Brown. And it's Maxey with the ball for Philadelphia. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. And you think of all that Jaylen Brown has accomplished, Coach? Top of the list, 2024 Finals MVP.
Yeah, look, it's tough to beat that as an accomplishment, Kevin. To win your team a championship and be the biggest part of it. But what I love about Jaylen Brown is the consistency of what he's done throughout his career. This guy has been good for a long time, and he's still got a long way to go.
Screen by James. Maxey attacking, and slam dunk by Maxey.
It doesn't take much for Maxey to find a lane to the rim.
Celtics trail by 12. George looking over the floor. Outside Tatum. The Celtics need to get a shot off. And it's White missing. The 76ers leading by 12. Now here's Brown. 8 points for him. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on White. Hey, Stan, how about the Boston Celtics? Back-to-back 60-win seasons.
Well, Kevin, winning 50 is a great season. 60 wins is simply incredible. We have lots of regular seasons where no team wins 60. Credit Joe Mazzulla, his staff, and players for keeping this thing rolling.
Here's Robinson, and the dunk by Robinson.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Outside, Maxey. Brown with a screen on Conley. To the paint, deflects the pass. Paul George with the steal. Conley the pass to George. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. And here's Maxey. He has 6. It's Brown on the wing. White covering. Here's Edgecombe. And the dunk by Edgecombe.
And you want to talk about hang time. Edgecombe is still going up while others are coming down.
Celtics trail by 14. Outside, White. And George kicks to Tatum. Maxey passes to Brown. 50 seconds left to play in the first half. And finished off by Brown.
Flashing his athleticism there. Once Brown gets solid interior positioning, he's focused on jamming it home.
Now here's Tatum. He's got 9. Top of the key. Tyrese Maxey grabs the miss. The 76ers leading by 16.
And give credit to Maxey for just being aggressive inside, earning that whistle in the process.
The 76ers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. And Philadelphia making a change here. Embiid's checked in. Then for the Celtics, Kate is checked in. And it's Pritchard in for Mike Conley. Offensive rebound. Queta laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Queta's got 8 points.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreaking.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
All right, Allie, thank you for that interview. And we'll be back with more basketball in just a moment.
32.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. In the backcourt, we'll see Maxey and Edgecombe. James is out there with Joel Embiid, and it's Brown in at the 3 slot. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half. Here's White, and the rejection by Embiid.
So agile at 7 feet. Embiid covers a lot of territory.
With the drive, and the dunk by Edgecombe.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. The 3 from Tatum. They get it again. That one doesn't go. The 76ers leading by 22. There's the pick. Brown kicks to Embiid. Back to Brown. Embiid with a screen on White. Here's Brown, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Outside, White. Puts up a 3. Boston, no good that time either.
Well, defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Well, Greg, we know at his peak, Joel Embiid, one of the elite two-way centers to ever play in the NBA.
The former league MVP, but when you weigh close to 300 pounds and move like he did, not entirely surprising that his lower extremities took a toll.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. The 3 from Tatum. Rebound by the 76ers.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Pritchard gets the bucket.
Sometimes you have to ignore the analytics. There is value in the mid-range if that's who's shooting it.
Maxey with the screen on Tatum. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Hey, there's a lot to consider with NBA expansion, and Commissioner Silver said, quote, "What does that mean for talent? I feel great about where the talent is right now in the league, but those players have to come from somewhere. How does it work geographically? What will it mean for growing the game?" These are all good questions. Back to you.
Okay, Allie, as always, we appreciate the update. Embiid in the corner. Maxey in the corner. Fires the 3. Goes up again. Brown outside. Now Edgecombe. 14 points for him. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Calm and cool from distance. George really confident from beyond.
Maxey passes to Embiid, and the dunk by Embiid.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Right side, White. George with the bounce pass. Pritchard finds Tatum. For three. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Brown's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Going inside and finished off by Brown.
Attacking the rim at full speed. No one wanted to get in Brown's way.
Boston's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Some changes here for the 76ers. Bonus checked in, and it's Dean Wade in for James. Sam Hauser's checked in for the Celtics. And taken away by Brown. On up the court, and it's blocked. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the 76ers.
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
And another area they've separated themselves has been their three-point shooting, making the defense pay for any airspace.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Driving the lane, and then Brown with the dunk.
Hey, anytime you're guarding Brown, you have to account for his acceleration. And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
And Simons has it in the corner. Back to Brown. 5 to shoot. Driving inside. Rebounded by Hauser.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Nice ball movement by Boston. Tatum against Wade. Tatum looking around. Boston again missing.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Kata's shot is off. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the 76ers. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Pass to Hauser. Back to Pritchard. Good on the three-point shot. Pritchard's got 5 points now this quarter.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Brown. Tries again. Here's Bona. Wade passes to Simons. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. This one for 3. Rebound by the 76ers.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Here's Brown. The 17-footer goes down. Brown's got 20.
And that's good decision-making by Brown in the pick and roll. He'll make the right read more often than not.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Philadelphia's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and hit 5 of them. From deep, Maxey buries it from three-point range. Maxey's got 11 points.
And Maxey wasting no time, clapping right back with his own triple.
And here's Tatum for 3. No good there.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And the basket is good. 13 points in the game.
And with how explosive Maxey is, he's not your average guard in the paint.
The three from George. And it's Wade with the rebound. Brown inside the line. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Yeah, now they are firing on all cylinders. That shot puts 3 more onto their lead.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers with a 34-point advantage at into the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide. Running the floor, Edgecombe made sure he wasn't getting caught on the break.
The Celtics shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Inside, Robinson. A slam dunk by Robinson.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
Embiid with the screen on Conley. Pass to Embiid. Back to Simons. Now Embiid. 6 on the shot clock. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And the dunk by Edgecombe.
And for a rookie, Edgecombe is showing some impressive confidence offensively. I'm not sensing any hesitation from him.
White looking around. In the corner, George with it. Shot clock at 6. George double teamed. Pass to Conley. Fires from the wing. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Back to Simons. James a screen on George. And it's Simons off the drive. Lays it up off the glass.
So quick. Simons using that burst to get to the rim.
The call will be against VJ Edgecombe. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Hauser the pass to Conley. Here's the screen. Boston again missing. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Embiid finds James. And the foul on Sam Hauser. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Celtics making a switch here. Kate is checked in.
Celtics substitution. Number 88, Neemias Queta.
Simons against Conley. LeBron with a screen on Conley. Pass to LeBron. 4 on the shot clock. They get it back. Here's Edgecombe. There's the drive. The rebound by Paul George. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Hits it from three-point range.
How about the quickness there from George? Pulling up before the defense can get set.
They set the screen. James against Conley. The kick out to Simons. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Simons has got 5 points now this quarter.
And the response, Simons saying right back at you.
Right the pass to George. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Philadelphia's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. And that one drops.
And Matador defense That's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Right wing. And here's Conley outside. It's hauled in by the 76ers. They get a hand on it, and the 76ers call time here. You know, Stan, even at this late stage of his career, Mike Conley brings tremendous value to the team.
He sure does, Kevin. And look, we know this. No one brings more discipline and professionalism on a nightly basis. He keeps this team poised. He keeps his team organized, and he's a great mentor to the young players on this team.
Brown is checked in for the 76ers. Maxey comes in for Anthony Simons.
And man, this kid, Edgecombe, is special. He just gets off the ground so fast to throw it down.
Tatum's shot is off.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
It's good. Nice touch there from Maxey.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive. Yeah, his athleticism more than makes up for his lack of size. Allows him to compete even against bigger guys.
To the middle. Takes the three. And White the bucket on the assist by George.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
Maxey attacking. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And it's George missing. The 76ers are gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch.
And guys, really no surprise to see Brown flourishing on offense. He is just fearless on that end.
Pass to Pritchard. Here's Queta. And here's George for 3. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Maxey passes to Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 14 rebounds. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Outside for George. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter. And he gets it to go from the high post.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the 76ers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one.
Oh, look at that.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Back to Pritchard. Jacks up a 3. And it's George missing.
Just too many missed threes for him tonight. He must be sharper here down the stretch.
And here's Maxey outside. And Tatum pulls it down. And the Celtics with possession here. White the pass to Tatum. Now here's George. Fires from deep. Rebound by Joel Embiid. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 19-7 run. To the inside. And Embiid throws it down.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down. Not only is he putting up the numbers, but he's doing it at a very efficient rate, exactly when his team needs it.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily, and the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really
put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Allie, let's go to you courtside. What do you have for us?
All right, guys, LeBron, a superstar matchup tonight. What goes through your mind when you're facing that kind of a challenge?
You know, for me, it's never about an individual challenge or an individual game. It's about the team. Now, you do take the challenge anytime you're going against anybody, but you also got to have your mind in the game, too, and not make it personal. So taking the challenge, making sure your mind is in the right frame, and just trying to make plays for your teammates to be successful.
Thanks, LeBron. Back to you.
As always, Allie, we appreciate it. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. And now, our player of the game, Jaylen Brown.